Hello, Stampin' friends, and welcome. Welcome to Linda's Stampin' Escape. I'm sure you all know by now that the retiring list went live today, and both of our catalogs, our annual and our mini, are both retiring. So we're going out with a bang. So thank you for joining me. As you pop in, don't forget to say hello. I like to know who I am chatting with. And it's always more fun when we have people chatting with each other, right? Don't you agree? I'm not one for stamping alone very often, so right now I'm just waiting for my stuff to catch up with me. Hello, Barb and Cheryl and Kathy are here. Let's see. I know we have a few more. Don't forget to hop on and say hello. Okay. So fingers crossed. There we go. There's our retiring catalog. I was going to do a catalog walkthrough, but I kind of figured that you guys would have been doing this for the last couple days since I posted the lists anyways. I thought that everybody would be going through them and having their lists ready. Hello, Barb and Karen. Welcome, ladies. So if you really want me to do a catalog walkthrough, I can do that at a different time. Just leave a message and say, yes, I want to see a catalog walkthrough. But otherwise, I think maybe we'll save that for the kickoff because I'm planning one. The catalogs have been ordered, so I am waiting patiently for those so I can get those handed out. And Dawn has joined us as well. Oh, I'm so happy everybody came and is joining me. So as you can see, my little heart is breaking right now because the beautiful Thistle is retiring, and that is definitely was one of those stamps that I saw in the catalog and just had to have. You know, it's, I don't know. I know some people look at it and think of it as a weed, but I do not. I think it's beautiful. It does conjure up the thoughts of strength and inspiration, and most of your thistles are in purple, which reminds me of pancreatic cancer colors are purple, as Alzheimer's is as well. So I think anybody fighting those two battles definitely has the strength of a thistle. So I'm actually going to just show you some of my little tips in coloring such a thistle. I already stamped it, and I did so with the Memento ink. That way I can use my Stampin' Blends. I am thrilled to see that the fresh freesia has stayed, so I can play with those yet. I love it. I am so excited for some of the new colors, but since we're basically still working with the retiring stuff, I thought I would stay away from that. But good golly, I am looking forward to that lemon lolly. I'm so excited. It's going to be a real light, pretty yellow, and bubble bath. or whatever they're calling it. It looks like pink bubble gum. It's such a pretty color. Hi, Jenny. Welcome. Okay, and welcome to anyone else who is sitting on the sidelines and not jumping in. That is okay. We don't mind. So, like I said, I'm going to show you some quick color techniques or tips with this. And then I am going to show you some lovely cards that I created. This was one that I actually picked for retreat, but since it's on the retiring list, I didn't. However, I may just do a online class, or if you purchase, you can get the PDFs for 3 of these cards, but I'll share them with you. So let's start here. I am actually going to start with my purples, and I have the Fresh Freesia, and I also have the Highland Heather. Both colors are staying. Gotta love that. So we're going to start with actually my lightest color, and I like the Freesia because it does have a hint of pink in it. And I'm going to start there, and I'm just going to bring my color down first, and I'm using the brush tip. It just goes a little quicker. And then I'm going to come down here, and you notice I am a lot thicker. Now, I must tell you, when you're working with these tips, you do not have to put much pressure, or any pressure really. Just touch that paper, because it is an alcohol-based ink. It actually, the paper will draw that ink right to it, so you do not have to barely touch at all, and you will get color. So we're going to go in there and just do some light brushing. Now, the biggest tip I can give you is to follow Stampin' Up's design, because where they have light areas is where I stay light. I won't go in there and overdo it with color. So I'm going to do the brush tip on here again, and I'm just going to start, and I'm kind of flicking it down, so it's not going all the way through. There are a few, like this one here, those that have the dark all the way down, I will come back and kind of go over those just a little to give some multicolor to that. See how that works? And I'm also going to come back in and bring that dark color right in there. And now I'm just flicking it kind of like this. So as I go this way, it's going to have less pressure or hardly any touch to that paper at all. So you can see how it's coming in nice and clear. There we go. And it's okay if you have light spots. I am going to come in now with that dark Highland Heather, and I'm really going to stick to this bottom part here. Again, you don't have to touch, because that ink is going to pull, that alcohol ink is just going to, the cardstock's going to pull it in, is what my lips are trying to say. So I'm just going to give this a couple little flicks to bring some of that pretty dark color all the way up. There we go. I want this super dark, and you don't have to have 12 different colors to do this. Just layer it. Layer a few of those colors a little darker. Now I'm going to go back to the beginning and go with our light Fresh Freesia, and I'm going to come down this time. Okay, but I'm only like tipping it. See how I'm leaving this spot here? And what that does is it gives you a nice already highlighted area. It just turns out so pretty. I'll show you some other techniques I did as well. This one we're going to leave really light, and for right now I'm just going to leave that. We're going to set those off to the side, and we're going to bring in our other colors. I got Granny Apple Green. You know, I just grabbed a handful of greens. Old Olive and Old Olive. There is Granny Apple, and I know this is a dark one. That dark Old Olive. Okay, so let's work with Old Olives. So on this one, I'm going to use the bullet tip. And I'm just going to come in and kind of color that whole little pod there. Not sure what they call that. You also see I'm leaving a little white spots, so that is okay. Sooner or later, the ink is going to absorb into that a little bit, not necessarily a lot. Okay, now I'm going to go with dark Old Olive, and wherever Stampin' Up! Has their lines, I'm just going to add some of that dark in there. Can you see the two-tone coming out? Okay. And this also gives it a lot of depth. So just because it is a flat image doesn't mean that you can't give it depth and it'll look textured almost. Now I'm going to come back in with my light Old Olive, and that is going to blend some of those colors together and give it a little bit softer look. And then I'm going to go back in and just touch in that little V area there and put a little bit more of the dark there. And now you almost have 3 different tones of greens in there, but you're only using 2 colors. Pretty amazing, right? And you can keep doing the same techniques with your petals here. So, and some people like to start with their dark and work the light in, and I do on some, but on this one I am working from the light to the dark. So their lines I colored in with the dark. Now certain areas I won't even go back at all, but I'm going to go over the area that I just colored in with the dark, and that softens that look up just a little bit. So how you liking that so far? Pretty easy. Stampin' Blends are easy to work with. You just need to practice. And it's fun. It's just coloring. It's time to be a kid again, right? So grab those Stampin' Blends and start to play. Now I'm going to give this a lot more depth right here because it looks like the leaf is bent, so I want to allow it to stay that way. And I'm just going to give that a little more color. We're going to leave that light because that one's flipped up. So does that make sense? That in your darker areas, you can just add a little bit more dark. And I would start on the light side because you can always add 2. And you see me swapping back and forth, and that is so I can soften up my dark one. So Cheryl says, looking good, cute, nice. Oh, thank you, ladies. So it really is easy to color. Now, here is a heavy hand, okay? That is with, okay, I'm just moving in with these markers and I'm just coloring. So you can see how heavy I got up here. And there's a little color in there, and there's a little bit of two-tone in there. But notice how right here it's gone outside of the lines. And like I said, that ink is being pulled into the paper. So, because the paper is absorbent, so it's going to pull that in. So you don't have to touch with, especially that brush tip. just let it glide across your images, and don't try to push. If you like a heavy hand, you need to move into that bullet tip, because otherwise you might wreck your tips. You will fray them, and after a while they won't work too much. This one here, I added a pink undertone, so that's probably Flirty Flamingo, because I was working with that color last week a lot. So you can see the pink underlying all of the heather and the fresh freesia. And then here is where you see that area that I just left. It looks like it's supposed to be that way. It looks real. It gives you a nice piece of highlight. So not every single stroke has to be colored. Isn't that pretty? Just gives it a lot of movement there. And then here's the one we just did today. This is a lot softer, and some thistles are. So your coloring can go from one extreme to another, however you like it. I mean, I was looking for a dark color there. I just got a little bit too dark for me, I thought. That's just my personal opinion. And thank you, ladies, for the hearts. But now let's take our little flowers here and see what you can do with them once you color. So I took that irresistible, I gotta find my cap here, the Irresistible Blooms bundle, and created this. So I took the nice little die cut, and I die cut out my thistle, because that is a bundle, the thistle is. And then I used the background to highlight. And behind it is, oh my gosh, it's a newer one. It's one of the smaller background embossing folders. And I think it's called Stripes and Splatters. So there's two different ones. So if you go in the catalog, you're going to notice that quite a few of those small ones are going to retire. Oh my gosh, I'm so sad, because they are like my favorites. You guys know that I use the wintry. I'm trying to find it right now. Of course, they're way in the back. Whoops. Fingers aren't working too well here. Okay. My embossing folders, where are you? They're way back here. Look at all the little R's for retiring. Boo-hoo. There's our daffodils. There's quite a few. Layering circles, ladies. If you like these, grab them, grab them. They're going away. I use them all the time. And I will be sharing throughout the month some of my favorites, things that are retiring. I think today on my blog you saw the sunflowers. Sad to see those go. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. Let me get a little bit closer. And the Let's Celebrate. So this says like congratulations and bravo. And the other one is happy birthday. They are these smaller ones, and they work really nice in the little machine. And girls, I have to get back on here again so I can share a tip on how to make that go through the machine better. I learned that tip after my workshop. So here is the Stripes and Splatters, the one that's on the card that we're looking at right now. Okay, am I in here? There we go, right here. Stripes and Splatters. That is staying in the catalog. Here's another one that's leaving. It's Thanks and Hello. I have this one as well. They make really cute quick cards, and throw a daisy on it, ladies, and you have a card, right? Say goodbye to my daisy. I'm crying about that too. But we got some awesome new stuff coming. So, and then one of my favorites that I have gotten quite a few of you guys to pick up was the wintry, because they have the pines and then it has the snowflakes, and it's so pretty, and we used them on quite a few cards already. So that's my little blast on embossing folders, but that's what this one is. Stripes and splatters on the background there, if you can see that. So don't be afraid to team up your colors at all. As you can see, I cut that piece a little bit wider because I wanted a little bit of that Highland Heather to pop out. And then I made the front taller. It's just a little tweaking on our basic card, and it just adds a lot of character to your card. And then a nice little greeting. So that is one there. And then I wanted to show you, y'all know I love my embossing, right? Did you know that you can color? So the same technique that I showed you tonight for coloring on this is embossed in white and colored with the Stampin Blends. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's got our beautiful shimmer paper behind it. And then if you notice these little hearts, this, by the way, die is leaving us. Oh, goodness gracious. The name escapes me, but I will have it on my blog tomorrow. I should write this stuff down, girls, because I get to talking and then I forget my other stuff. So this bundle here that has the frames is leaving. And I took the little hearts as it cut that out and I put them right there. So add that all in there. Jenny says, all right, everybody's loving this card. I know, one of my favorites. And like I said, I started designing some of these for a retreat, but because it's retired and I do not want my ladies to fall in love with a stamp set or a bundle and then they can't order it. So that's why I'm sharing all this now, because this is gorgeous. And if you think this is pretty, I have one more for you. And it has to do with our beautiful shimmer paper, right? Check this one out. All right. Yes, you can use your Stampin' Blends on the shimmer paper. Isn't this gorgeous? Oh my gosh, you guys. So same frame. Okay, if anybody knows what this frame set is and can help Linda's memory, pop it into the comments. I would love that. So what I did here is I took the gold, because these three colors come in the set of the shimmer paper. So I took the gold and I cut out the frame from the gold, and you can't see it because it has this gorgeous designer paper over it. And then I cut out my little flower pieces here, and I cut out a little butterfly as well. And then I cut out my greenery. And using my Highland Heather and my Fresh Freesia again is how I did the coloring on these two pieces. And then on this one, my guess is something a lot darker, and I can't remember my color. Cheryl says, I think it's framed florets. And Cheryl, ding, 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 you are correct. That's it. It's framed florets. Thank you, Cheryl. See, I love stamping with people because guess what? Our minds are so much stronger together. So, cute little butterfly. Oh, yes, ladies. And the brilliant butterflies. Brilliance. Butterfly brilliance is leaving too. Oh, so sad. And check out the rhinestones. My favorite part of the iridescent rhinestones is they pick up whatever color you put them on. So here they're on our Fresh Freesia glimmer paper, and look at what they do. Oh, my, 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 my. So I am loving the shininess of these. So here we have our basic card, which we bedazzled with our great little gems and our little embossing folder in the back, right? And again, just a little bit of switching up with our cutting, letting it a little longer on this side, a little taller on that side, and we just gave it a nice little frame. And then bringing in real frames, we framed this one in hearts, embossed it with the basic white, so white powder, white ink, and then colored it with our Stampin' Blends, and then took the rest of our colors from our shimmer paper, die cut those, and colored those with our Stampin' Blends as well. So have fun with your Stampin' Blends. Now, how many people are totally loving this beautiful thistle now? See, it's not a weed, is it? No, it's gorgeous, and it's majestic, and it's like royalty, especially when you add all those beautiful purples to it. So, just gorgeous. Check out all those sentiment stamp sets, because quite a few of my faves are leaving. I'll have to do a blog post on my favorite ones, so you'll see that too. But yeah, here they are. Those are some of my favorites. These aren't even all. I got a little sneak peek here that I didn't even do. I'm just playing with. So this is on the shimmer white paper where I colored the block and then spritzed it and colored it that way. But girls, the shimmer white paper's leaving too, so grab that up while you can. So I am so happy that you ladies all loved the cards. I am going to do a spin to win. If you decide to purchase this Thistle bundle, and you can use the host code that I have posted on this page, actually, and I'll also post it with the blog post, and it'll be on my YouTube channel as well for anybody who wants to do that. And I will send you a PDF on how to make that. And I have 2 more cards that I will be sharing as well, and they're really cool, because like one is black and white and one is in gold. So girls, just wait till you see those. I'll be sharing those yet this week. So let me put my cards away, as we need to spin to see who wins. I have some pretty in color rhinestones that I'll be giving away today. So for everybody who commented last week, left a comment for me, said hello, and just shared your thoughts, I really love that, because it really helps me plan for future classes and stuff. So let's get y'all in here. There we go. And this is for a sampling of the old in colors. I don't get my new stuff yet, but I got to tell you, today's an exciting day for all of us demonstrators. We got to put our pre-orders in today. Woo-hoo. So I will be sharing that as soon as I can, but right now we're going to focus on these gorgeous retiring sets. So good luck, everybody. And thank you for hanging out with me tonight and watching the quick tips on your Stampin' Blends and how they work so well with different techniques and that thistle. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come on, buddy. Press the center. There we go. There we go. Now we're working. Good luck. Who's going to get those rhinestones? Miss Vicky. Congratulations, Vicky. We know you like sparkly, so when you watch the replay, you not only get these gorgeous rhinestones, but you get to see some sparkly techniques. So thank you all for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. And, excuse me, I will have all of the Sorry. Dimensions for the one card. And I guess say goodbye. Sorry. Good night, everyone.